Hello friends, while writing SQL query, I get confused a lot of many times like which particular clause would come at what place. For example, do we first need to write the where clause or the order by clause, or how will the query internally it will work? Whether the where clause will function before or the order by clause would be function before. Like this was just an example I provided here. So many more such different confusions I had. So whenever I would get a question, I would form the logic, like that part would be very much good. But when it comes to writing the query, I would just write the select statement and I would just sit and think like what is the next thing which I should write here. So that kind of different kind of confusion it created, because there are so many different kind of clause which are available into SQL. So friends, if you had related to this particular of story of mine and you are also into the same situation, this video is for you. So watch this video till the very end, because I'll be discussing the order of execution of the SQL clauses and how the SQL query internally it works and what happens internally, how is the flow of the SQL query. So we'll be discussing this into lot of more detail, and believe me, after watching this video you will not be get confused what is the order of the clauses which are available into the SQL. So after watching this particular video, you will get to know what is the correct position or where does this particular clause fit into our SQL query. So do like this video and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and let us understand the order of execution of SQL query. Friends, you can see this particular sheet. I will explain each and every step whatever I have done here into a lot of more detail. So let us see the very first thing. So I have the SQL query written here, and this particular SQL query I am getting the final output. So this is my final output, and you can see the flow of the steps. This is the table 1. So let's say I have two tables into my data set. So I have this table 1 and this another table 2, and these are all the steps which are happening internally. So whatever the SQL query I have written here, all these steps would be taken place, and I have also mentioned all these steps, like what is happening into the step 1, what is happening into the step 2. So I'll be attaching this sheet into the description box of this video so that it can help you and you can download it and study from it. Now coming back to the query, you can see I have the table 1 and the table 2, and this is the final output which I want. Let us understand sequentially how each of the clause, each of the function which is mentioned into this particular query, how it will work. You can see the query, it reads something like select distinct table1 dot state. So this is the table 1, I am getting the state name, comma sum over table 2 dot area in kilometers. So you can see I have needed to get the sum of the total area which is present into all the districts which are present into the Bihar state into this particular table, and I wanted to get the sum of the total area. And into the next column you can see I have got the average growth. Now where is this growth column present? It is present into the table 1. So from this itself it is very much clear that we need to do a inner join on both the tables to get the sum of the total area into all these districts of the state, and also to get the average value of the average growth of the population. So the very first thing you can see here, I am doing a from table 1 inner join table 2 on table 1 dot district. So the common column present here is the district column is equal to table 2 dot district I have mentioned here, and then I have provided the where clause. So what is the data set which we are filtering out? So we are only concerned with the data for the states which are Bihar and Assam. So I have put this into the where clause. I am filtering out the data from the entire data set which I am having. So you can see I have 3 unique states here, Assam, Bihar and Gujarat, but I want to get the data set only for Bihar and Assam. And also you can see I have got an having clause here. We'll be coming to this, and at the very last we are ordering the data set onto the basis of the sum into the ascending order, and then we are limiting our data set to 1, and this is the final output which you are getting. Now what will happen at what step, I'll let you know here. So you can see I've used as many as clauses I can think about, and I've used here into this particular query so that I can cover a lot of many different things. So friends, the very first thing which happens whenever you are writing a query is the joinings, or from which the table the data set is coming from. So you can see from this particular table the data should come, and from this particular table the data should come, and later joining is happening. So this is the very first step which is happening. So you can see the inner join is taking place onto both the tables, and into the step 2 you can see I've got the result. So this is our table 3, the resultant table which I've got after doing an inner join on both the tables. I've got this particular table here. Now let us see what is the step 3 which takes place. Now you can see from this particular query, from and the inner join, they have been captured into the step 1. Now let us move to the step 2 or the step 3. Now after the data set we have got here, now if there is a where clause present into our SQL query, the data would be filtered out on the basis of the where clause. So you can see I mentioned here where table 1 dot state in Bihar and Assam. So we are only concerned with the states Bihar and Assam. So I mentioned here and I am filtering out the data, and that removes the data for the Gujarat state. You can see here. So into the step 3 I am getting only the data set, only the rows which contains Assam and Bihar as their state name. So this is the step 3. Now after step 3 what happens? After step 3 the data is getting aggregated and the total area is calculated onto the basis of the each of the states which are present here. So you can see the data has been aggregated and the aggregate function has taken place. So I've just missed the group by clause here into the query where the group by clause would take place. So I've done this intentionally. So you can just see the from and the join have taken place. After this the where clause it takes place, and after this the group by function would take place. So the group by function would come after the where clause. So here I need to provide or write group by onto the basis of what? So onto the basis of table, I just need to provide the table name and the column on which I need to group it. So you can see I provided the group by table 1 dot state. So after this the data set would be grouped. So this is the step 4 which takes place. Now after the data set has been grouped, what is the clause which I provided? So you can see after group by having is coming, and I provided 2 filter condition here also. So the difference between the where clause and the having clauses, having by clauses. So the where clause it operates on all the rows, whereas the having by clause it operates on all the aggregates which we are calculating, which we are showing with the help of the group by function. So friends, you can see the aggregate data has come up when I've used the group by function. So here the group, using the group by function, I'll get the aggregate data into the step 4 which you can see here. Now after the data set has been aggregated using the group by function, the having clause would come into action. So you can see I provided the condition having sum of the aggregated thing. The table dot area kilometer square is greater than 8,000, and so there are 2 conditions, and table 1 dot growth is greater than 20%. So both the states, show me all the states, show me the aggregated data for all the states having the total area square kilometers greater than 8,000 and growth percentage it should be greater than 20%. So friends, you can see from this aggregated data the data has been filtered out to the step 5. Now you can see both these states, they are showing the total area greater than 8,000 and the average growth also greater than 20%. So that is why we are getting the entire data. Now after this the having by clause have taken place. So first of all joins take place, then the where clause is happening, then we are getting the group by function, then having function takes place, then the select commands it comes into the action. So we are getting the entire data now. After this the order by clause would come into action. So you can see I mentioned here order by sum of the total area square kilometers, and I provided this into the ascending order. So it which is showing the lowest area square kilometers, it will be present in the very first row. So you can see out of these 2 rows which I am having here, Bihar is showing the lowest total area square kilometers, so it will come into the very first row, and then Assam would come up. Now after the data set has been ordered by, what is the last thing which takes or comes into the action? So that is the limit function which you can see here. So I am only limiting my data set to 1 row I mentioned here, so that would limit my data set to 1 row. So friends, this was the total process which is happening internally into our SQL query whenever we are writing it. So this is the order of execution of the SQL query, how each of the SQL query is being executed internally, we are trying to show it here. So friends, you can see one more function or one more clause here, which is the distinct clause, which is present here. So when will this come into action? So let's say our aggregate has taken place and also having by clause have come into action and it has done its operation, whichever we have mentioned here, and then we'll be getting our entire data set. Now this particular data set which we'll be getting after the having by clause, the distinct would come into the action and it would remove all the duplicate values whichever it is present into my data set. But into this particular example, I was not having any duplicate values. That is why I just mentioned the distinct clause just to give this particular example here. Let's see this particular order of execution of this particular SQL query into a real example. So I have here a query ready with me, and this is all the steps which I mentioned here. So you can see this is the order of execution of the SQL query which I have written here. The step 1 is from orders, left join would take place, then into the step 2 the where clause would come, into the step 3 the group by function would come, step 4 the having function would come, it would filter out data from the aggregated things, then into the step 5 the select statement would come into the action and it would represent the entire data. After the data has been represented, the distinct function would come into action and it would remove all the duplicate values. So after step 6, you can see the order by clause and the limit function would come into the action, and this is the total order of execution of the SQL query which you can see here right now. So friends, this particular query I fetched from W3 School, and I'll just run this particular query onto the W3 School and let us see the output whichever we are getting. So I'll just paste this particular query here exactly how it is. I'll just also run the SQL code. So friends, you can see I'm getting the correct output. So this was the total order of execution. So internally the SQL query, the flow is something like this. This is how the data set it is being actioned upon or operating upon this particular SQL query. So friends, the intention of this video was to give a total overview on how the SQL query internally it works, so that whenever we are writing the query, we don't get confused like whichever clause would come before or after a certain clause. So this was a perfect example to show, because I've captured almost every or the other SQL clause here into this particular example. So I'll just mention this particular code into the description box, and I'll be also providing the link of this particular website, so you can just go and play around into the same query. So friends, you can see into the aggregated thing I mentioned here having count of order ID greater than 65, and that is why I'm getting into the result only the aggregated number of orders greater than 65. What if I did not have this particular query? So what is the output which we are getting? So you can see I'm getting 54 also for Speedy Express. Let's say I'm having the having by clause, so you can see I've got the desired result here, and I'm getting only those aggregated values which are greater than the number of orders is greater than 65. So friends, I hope you had found this video very much useful, and please do revise this particular concept, because this is a very common question which is asked into the SQL interviews. Do like this video and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't, to receive such kind of useful information, and I'll be bringing much more different videos into the advanced SQL concepts, into the SQL interview questions. So meet you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.